Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Mountain in the Sea by Ray Naylor. This book is very hard for me to explain. I really liked this book, but there was a lot happening and I listened to it as an audiobook, so it's hard for me to really remember a lot about it. You are following a scientist and she has been asked by a group to come and help them study a race of a species of octopi. She knows all about cephalopods and octopi. She's like a marine biologist. So this other group has asked her to come work with them because one of their ships was just attacked by an octopus and they want to know more about that species. They find out that that species is evolving enough, they have evolved to use tools. They have evolved an actual language that the humans are figuring out so that the octopi can communicate with humans and with, their own species. But you're also following other characters because this is a world where androids have basically been created and run almost everything. So all the ships are run by androids. It's a lot about AI and what makes a human a human. These cyborgs and androids, some of them are advanced enough that they start having their own thoughts, but there's also a race of monks that are just the person has their memories and brain has been downloaded into a robotic body basically so they can live forever, and is that a human? Or I don't know, it was a lot of science and it was a lot about octopi. Beautiful book. It was beautifully written. I really enjoyed it. It's just really hard for me. I think if I had been able to read it or read along while I was listening, more would have gotten into my head. I remember really enjoying it while I was reading it. I just don't remember a whole lot of the plot, but I do remember very much questioning what is language, what makes a human, what makes us form these relationships, what's in a relationship, and how do we connect with people and other things in our lives and together. So I thought it was very interesting. I just can't remember the main plot of the book. But now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about The Deep by Nick Cutter. In this book, the world has been ravaged by this virus outbreak called the Gets, where once you get this, there's no cure for it, and you slowly start forgetting things. First you forgot, where'd you put your keys? What did I, have for lunch yesterday? Really simple things like that. But then you start forgetting, who people are, where you are, and then apparently your body starts forgetting that it has to breathe. Your heart forgets that it has to beat to keep you alive, and so you just slowly waste away into death. Pretty bleak. Not really surprising coming from Nick Cutter. He's a pretty bleak writer. There is a company in the world who thinks that they have found a cure for the Gets, and the doctor who found the cure is in a station 8 miles under the ocean. He's in the Pacific Ocean and he's 8 miles under the surface. And they talk about how they built this whole station down there. There are several scientists down there, but Clayton is the one that really is pioneering what they believe could be the cure for the disease. And the company, I can't remember who it is, National Guard or something like that, calls Clayton's brother Lucas to come and go down below the ocean to talk to his brother and try to get his brother to come back up to the surface and to get the cure because the whole world is dying. They call because they got audio calls from Clayton saying, Lucas, come home. Lucas, we need you. And so they called Lucas to come. Lucas and Clayton do not have a good relationship. And so Lucas is kind of like, what do you think that I'm going to do? Like, why was he even asking for me? We haven't seen each other in years and years and years. But he comes and goes down below the surface of the ocean, 8 miles. They talk a lot about how it's dark, how it's cold. There's like no heat at the station because the generators went out. Well, when he goes with like an officer, a captain, whose name I can't remember. Anyway, they go down in like a submersible together. When they get there, the things are weird. One of the scientists is missing. One of them has like quarantined himself because he's going crazy. And then there's Clayton, who is not that nice to begin with. And then Lucas starts hearing and seeing strange things and starts to think that maybe they are not alone down in the station. This was just such a creepy book. It's very cosmic horror. Parts of it reminded me a lot of Underneath. Is that what it's called? The movie with Kristen Stewart, where they like are under the water and then they have to escape. Very descriptive scenes. Nick Cutter does not shy away from body horror, so some of the scenes I'm like, oh wow, hard to read. I did not find this one as gross and disgusting as The Troop. The Troop definitely has some descriptive scenes that I can't get out of my head. This one wasn't quite as strong, like this one wasn't quite as bad as that. Overall, very spooky, very creepy, very unsettling. They talk a lot about how you're 8 miles under the surface of the ocean, and that just really creeps me out. I'm really glad that I picked this book up, and I'm really glad that I decided to read it. It was a mood read. I was just like, I want to read something. I need something spooky. So I came, looked at my shelves, and found this one. So it was a good choice for the time. But now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Magnolia Park's Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. This is the 5th book in the Magnolia Park series. It is the 3rd book where you are following Magnolia. And as always, it is very hard for me to talk about these books because this one, is the 3rd one / 5th one in a series. But you are continuing to follow Magnolia and BJ. They are trying to reconcile and fix their relationship. They've been friends and, lovers since they were young, but they are both very toxic where, Magnolia will get mad at BJ, so she'll go do something, and then he'll get mad at her for doing that, so then he'll go sleep with someone, and then she gets mad, and they go back and forth like that. This book takes place kind of in dual timelines. Part of it takes place right after the events at the end of Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. And then some of it takes place in the future a little bit. You kind of go back and forth. But you also find out more about Magnolia and BJ when they were younger and how some of their firsts and how they really became as close as they are. And you learned more about Magnolia's family and BJ's family and just how this whole group of people has grown up and survived together. Beautifully written. I adore these books. The Long Way Home was my favorite book in the Magnolia Parks books, but this one also very, very good. I just love these characters. I love Jessa Hastings' writing. It is so beautiful and lyrical, and I feel myself smiling and I feel so happy when I'm reading these books and being back in this universe with these characters because I just adore them and they, I hold them in my heart so much. And that sounds so ridiculous. I realize that sounds ridiculous and sappy, but I highly recommend you check these books out. They are not the kind of genre that I basically ever read. I never thought that I would love these books as much as I do, but I read the first one and I can't get enough. I finally have caught up on them. I assume that there will be another one written, another Daisy Hates book written, but right now I'm completely caught up on all of Magnolia books and I'm happy and I just love them so much. So now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Book Lovers by Emily Henry. In this book, you are following Nora Stevens. She is a literary agent. Her sister has asked that they take a family vacation, like a sisterly vacation, to this small town where one of the books that Nora has published was set. So they go on this vacation, and while she's there, Nora runs into her work rival, Charlie, and she is trying to figure out why Charlie is there in this small town that no one's ever heard of. And also trying to figure out what's going on with her sister. Her sister has been acting strange. Their relationship isn't the same as it used to be. So she's juggling relationship issues with her sister while also trying to avoid Charlie and doesn't want to be around him, but he keeps popping up everywhere she is. And then they end up working together basically and falling in love because this is a romance book. It's like a cozy romance. I really enjoyed this book. I like books about authors and about books about books. And so, Nora's an agent and Charlie is an editor. I don't think I said that. But so they're work rivals, but they end up, again, learning about each other's past and connecting and figuring out why they are the way they are. And then they fall in love. If you're looking for kind of a low stakes romance book, it has a few spicy scenes, but not anything over the top, I would say, then I highly recommend you check out this book. So now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.